Join Gator great Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions with some of the biggest names in sports. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning and welcome to a Monday edition of PodUp with Matthews in the Morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida and right there at Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check out International Diamond Center. We got a good show lined up today. We're going to have JC the whole hour talking all kinds of stuff. We're going to have Elio Piedra, who is our World Cup analyst. He'll be having a show also on WRUF. Good morning, Elio. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. As a matter of fact, I am better than good because I am happy to be here. Honored, as a matter of fact, to be with you guys. Shane, I am a big fan of your show, and I looking forward. I am fired up this week. Kicking off World Cup. So thank you for having me, Shane.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, before we jump into World Cup talk, let everybody know how they can watch and listen to your show called Road to the World Cup.
Well, Road to the World Cup, they can tune in every Sunday at 10 a.m. We are on ESPN, WRUF 98.1 FM, 8:50 a.m. They can listen while live also and watch us on Facebook and YouTube while we are simultaneously on the radio and anytime, anywhere in the world on WRUF mobile app.
All right, so the World Cup cranks up Thursday. We're going to have games in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. I guess you're a guy who loves soccer or football, however we want to call it. What's the the one group or pool play? I like to call it pool play. What's the one group that you're excited to watch?
Oh my God. I mean, to be honest with you, the group of death, as they call it, is the group I, where we have Norway with one of the biggest star right now rising, going to his very first World Cup, which is Haaland. Haaland or Norway. You have Norway, you have France between the top 5 contenders to actually take the World Cup to Europe. You also have Senegal, which they were champions of Africa, even though there is a lot of debate on it, and there was even some polemical stuff with it. But you have Sadio Mane, who recently had an incredible UEFA Champions League. So this is a group of death, and I am very excited to see that. But again, I have to admit that I am a huge Brazil fan, even though the last 3 World Cup Brazil haven't shined as they used to. But right now, I got to tell you, Shane, Brazil is coming in great shape with Vinicius Jr. showing an incredible performance. We have Hendrick, who can become actually the face of football for Brazil. And we also have an amazing contenders on the midfield. And remember, Brazil is Brazil. We're the only penta champion, as we called it. 5 times champion. Bringing that leadership with Neymar Jr. that has been called officially a couple weeks ago, and I am excited about that. Brazil without Neymar on the friendly matches has been showing a tremendous performance. But again, on Thursday, that stats, numbers, they don't matter. Thursday we're going to war, baby, and we have to show what we've been preaching. So.
JC, you got any questions?
Well, I'm glad he mentioned that group because Morocco is in that Group C with Brazil, and Morocco was part of that controversy that you mentioned with Senegal. And I think, Elio, Morocco is a team to keep your eye on at almost 4-1 in that group. But I think, in these groups, you have 2 teams that come out, and then potentially we could have 3 teams come out of these groups because we've gone from 32 teams to 48 teams in the World Cup now. So that means there's going to be 104 matches And in many cases, with 3 goals and maybe a positive goal differential, you can get 3 teams coming out of any group because you're going to have to fill those spots in the round of 32. So I'm excited. I tell you, I know you love Brazil. I'm going to go with either France or Spain. And my question.
Oh, you're taking the favorites, JC. Way
Well,
to go.
no, but I mean these are powerful teams. France with Mbappe and Spain with Yamal. And the question I have is for Elio, they have hamstring issues. Yamal is Spain looks to have Lamine Yamal has torn his hamstring. So I'm not even sure he's going to play. He's an 18-year-old. He has played over 170 games for Barcelona and Spain, and he's had a huge workload. So with a torn hamstring with Spain being one of the favorites in this tournament, that I know has to hurt. But I like France and Spain. Let's what do you think will be the situation with those injuries between those two teams and those players? Because Mbappe, we all know who he is.
Well, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. By the way, you just mentioned some good insight. Let's begin by saying what you mentioned about Morocco. Morocco is coming to this World Cup with such a momentum. With Hakimi just won with Paris Saint-Germain a couple weeks ago. The PSG champions of Europe. These people are on fire. They are coming coming with the biggest confidence that you can have as a soccer player. And Hakimi is in such a great momentum with Morocco. That's the biggest star Morocco has right now. You have to keep Hakimi in under the radar at all times. You give Hakimi any space and it's game over for you. Mm-hmm. So no matter if you are Spain, no matter if you are France. So now you mentioned Mbappe. Mbappe, to be honest with you, I am not a big fan of Mbappe. He's such a great, talented young man, but he is been having very, very bad seasons. Mbappe, the last 3 seasons he had haven't met the expectations of the coaches, and that's why they keep changing it from clubs. And now you mentioned Lamine Yamal, who actually can become the face of football for Spain, but let's be real. Spain doesn't need Lamine Yamal to win games. Spain is a machine. Mm-hmm. And Spain, it is probably one of those teams that you say that, hey, what happened in Lamine Yamal is not that. Well, it's going to happen exactly the same thing now what happened with Brazil when Neymar wasn't. You have Vinicius Jr., you have Endrick, you have all these amazing soccer players that you give them space and contention on the midfield, and they are going to destroy the game. And they are going to define victory. So to be honest with you, what I think is Lamine Yamal is not going to be 100%, at least for the very first 2 rounds, and probably they are not gonna put Lamine Yamal to open the very first game to see, and this is what I would do. All right, if I was the DT, I would put him if they are winning by 2. Okay, just to see how the kids does, with his injuries, because you are right. It takes at least I think 7 weeks to recover. Yeah. What appears to be Lamine Yamal at 85%, not 100%. Mm-hmm. It's still dangerous. It's still creative. The speed of this kid is unbelievable, and the way he creates and he finds spaces, it is really dangerous for.
At 18 years old, I think he's got 3 or 4 World Cups ahead of him. So, I mean, you got to watch that. But let's get to the USA, Elo, because the USA is coming in with, I think, pretty poor form. I mean, a 5-2 loss to Belgium, a 2-0 loss to shutout to Portugal here. I think they lack confidence. I think they lack cohesion. I think they have little to show that they can handle this. But as the host team, they get invited automatically. And so the USA, in a relatively, I think, easier group, but I'm going to take Turkey in that group. I think Turkey wins this group. It's Group D. They're very good defensively. What do you think of USA, Team USA? Will they get to the next round with Panama, Paraguay, and Australia in that group?
Well, I gotta tell you, I was watching the Team USA with Senegal, and to be honest with you, I was super surprised, and I'm very proud of Team USA. Team USA is coming with, oh my God, the backbone of this team. It is amazing. Keep in mind, a few years ago, Team USA, well, some of the soccer players that I am about to mention, they started gaining this European conference, which is the biggest and most impactful leagues, soccer leagues in the entire world. We're talking about UEFA Champions League. We're talking about La Liga in Spain. We're talking about, anything, England, the English league also. We have a Christian Pulisic. We have Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, Polarin Balogun, and we have Serginho Dest. This is the deepest American player pool ever assembled for the World Cup. And I will say this is literally the best generation we ever had in soccer in history of the United States going to World Cup. But, right now, again, Thursday, we're going to see the real face because now the pressure is real. We are hosting the World Cup, okay? And you just mentioned it. I mean, if you're a host, you are automatically qualified, right? And that you have that advantage. But so now they have to prove that that they belong, that they can actually win and win games.
Can they beat Turkey?
I think they can.
Yep.
Absolutely. They can beat Turkey for sure. To me, and this is just what I think. I see a Team USA going to the first two rounds. Realistically advancing from Group D. I think they can reach the round of 16. Yes, at least. And if they don't get injured, that this is the other part.
Yeah.
Injuries, right now, imagine they are opening against Paraguay. It's incredible. It's incredible.
It is.
Paraguay is a huge team. Paraguay has one of the
good
biggest
defense. Very good on defense.
Yeah, Paraguay is one of the biggest soccer team in the entire Latin America. When you say Paraguay, when you say Uruguay, when you say Argentina, when you say Chile, I mean, these are like big names, So we gotta see how they do versus Paraguay, but they got what it takes. But now, and I'll tell you this, Shane, what I didn't like about Team USA is how they start going slower and slower in consistency, giving more space than they should. And also that midfield battle, they were losing it completely with that Senegal that to me appears to be weak in the friendly matches. And I was like, if this is with Senegal, what's going to happen with Paraguay? We cannot allow this to happen. We cannot giving a space on the midfield to Paraguay. We need to make sure, as you mentioned, we need to make sure that we're winning that midfield battle, and Pulisic needs to go to his right wing as he used to. You see, I mean, Pulisic just killed them. Senegal, that first half, that's the first 45 minutes, it was unbelievable. But and then what happened the second half? It was a completely Team USA.
It was, yeah.
So we need consistency on that. And again, you mentioned other teams, of course, like Turkey. I mean, Turkey can win Team USA. They could, yes, but I wouldn't worry that much about Turkey.
I like Arda Güler. I mean, he was a great player for Real Madrid, 6 goals, 14 assists. I love Yildiz. He played at Juventus, 11 goals, 9 assists. I mean, Turkey is the team for me in that group. But I'm, of course, biased, and I want the USA. But if I have to be honest, I think I may be favoring Turkey, but we'll see.
We will see. We got a question here on Facebook Live brought to you by Metal Law. Andy wants to know, Elio, how do you think Iran will do in the World Cup, and is there additional security for them? Where are they playing, by the way?
Iran. Well,
Mexico? Mexico? Are they in Mexico? No.
That's it. Yeah, I think Iran they're supposed to play in Mexico, and they've been very I would say outside the spotlight, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
With the players. So that's a team that I haven't been following closely. To be honest with you, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't have any good thoughts on Iran. I know there's a lot of distraction. They will not practice in the United States or something. I read something that they had to move out, or it's just a lot of distraction for Iran. And honestly, I just don't think talent-wise they're going to be able to hang. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also remember what happened is Iran was automatically disqualified at first. The FIFA asked Italian to jump
That's it.
on that place. The Secretary of Sports, you know,
Yeah,
wanted one.
well,
Yeah,
Elio, they stay in Mexico. They're going to play all their games in the U.S. I just had a
exactly.
text. I had a text. I was wrong about Mexico, but I was right that they have been moving into Mexico to stay. I think it's just very distractive for
Yes.
Iran. So Iran's not a team I will keep my eye on.
Yeah, we
No.
got a text from Jimmy on the Titanamore text line, and he wants to know what's the average cost to go to a World Cup match?
What's the average cost? Oh, well, let me tell you that's a very interesting topic because at the very beginning, it was very pricey. Normally it was 11. We're talking about $1,200, 1,500. Now the average it is from you go from 450 to 1,000. 200. They keep going down and now slowly. Of course, the big cities. We have one of our cities here. We're fortunate enough to have Miami, South Florida. We're hosting. Miami is one of the cities participating on that. The hotel rooms. I mean, you can imagine how expensive they are. The tickets for the World Cup. One of the games that are happening really soon. It is Cabo Verde and Uruguay. Oh my God, Uruguay is a
Oh, they'll kill him. They're going
yeah.
to kill him. But one of the concerns I have for the European teams, many of them, is just the simple weather and the heat factor. And I think Norway is in trouble, even though they're a very good team, very good team. Netherlands, Dutch, you can't go wrong. But I do think that weather is going to be a factor. There is a potential second round game, I think, between it's going to be in Miami. Elio, help me out with this. It's Colombia potentially against
Portugal, Colombia, Portugal.
Portugal. Oh my God. Portugal and Colombia. Can you imagine that in Miami? Holy Lord. Oh boy.
Well, Colombia and Portugal.
Oh
Right now, it is the most.
yes.
Well, it's sold out. I want you guys to hear this.
Yeah.
When they announce that the tickets were about to go out, you know how many people were waiting, like just in waiting list, waiting online for that? 30 million people.
Oh my Lord.
30 million people. And
Well.
that went sold out in less than 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, Colombia, I think, is live in Group K. I think Portugal is. I'm not optimistic with Congo or Uzbekistan, but I think those are your two favorites in that group. Certainly, I love England in Group L, Argentina in Group J, Norway and France in Group I, the group of death, as you say. Spain and Uruguay in Group H. Belgium looks good in Group G. The Dutch in Group F with Japan. I think Japan is, they won some friendlies over Scotland. They won a friendly over England. They won a friendly over Brazil. I mean, Japan can play, but they're matched up in a very difficult bracket if they get through at potentially playing Brazil in Atlanta in the second round, in the round of 32. So it's very difficult for them. And then you've got Switzerland, Canada, and Bosnia. They better hope they don't play in Atlanta. I don't know where they play, but it's going to be hot for those teams. And that's going to be a problem. But hey, I just think this is rapid. This is shaping up to be so much fun to watch, Elio.
Yeah. I got a kind of probably a dumb question here, but I don't watch a whole lot of soccer, but I do watch the World Cup here and there. But I can't remember, they're playing in SoFi Stadium. They're playing where the Seahawks play. They're playing in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Elio, have they played on artificial turf before in the World Cups around the world?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they've been using different technologies and different, developing different strategies, I would say, to give the capabilities to these soccer players because they go around. I mean, every year they go from clubs to clubs and they have to travel and they have to adapt to multiple weathers, multiple turf. So the short answer is yes, they have done it. As a matter of fact, before Qatar, they've been practicing, they've been using that type of turf already. You know what is new, Shane? And I appreciate the question because you know what is new? And I was talking to our dear friend Freddie Wavy about this, is the ball. The soccer ball is incredible.
Mm.
Now we don't need the simple air that goes in. No, now the soccer ball for this World Cup, just for this one, the very first time in history they are doing this. What is happening is that you put an USB to charge the ball, but you are actually using it to I would say, to charge the sensors. So now this ball has sensors because we're giving more power to the bar, and that's part of the new rules that coming up for this World Cup. Again, this World Cup is going to define the future of football, the future of soccer. Period. Like it's incredible. It's incredible. And right now, going back to a good point you guys mentioned about the heat, the weather. This is very important, by the way. That's why they came out with the water breaks. Right now, they say, hey, how can we have what they are calling the cooling breaks, right? So these soccer players, they don't suffer as much, with this. We are in the middle of summer. When July hits, we all know what happens in Florida. Humidity is gonna kill them.
Oh, yeah.
So they came out with this idea that I really appreciate, and at the same time, why not? Why not? I mean, we are changing soccer players, and then you are wasting time and wasting minutes. I think they are optimizing that now and using it for the water breaks. I think that's genius. Really good.
Castaway hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, built by Gators for Gators. Castaway hot sauce available at select Publix. All right, Ellie, we're going to get you out of here. But a question here on Facebook Live brought to you by Melon. Do you think hosting the World Cup will jumpstart a greater interest and participation in soccer in the United States so that we will someday be an elite team in the world?
I absolutely. Yes. We got what it takes, and we see soccer is that's why we call it a beautiful game. It is a game, an event. It's the biggest sporting event on planet. We have more people watching the World Cup than the Super Bowl, the MLB, NBA combined. It's unbelievable. It's a big fiesta, Shane. It's a big fiesta. That's why I'm excited about it. And you know what? And the reason I love it, brother, I gotta tell you, it unifies the world as one. And in those 6 weeks to 7 weeks, you're gonna see the biggest celebration ever. And that's beautiful. And that's the reason we all call it the beautiful game. Thank you for having me so much.
Yeah,
And
one last time, let everybody know how they can listen to your World Cup show.
absolutely, yeah. So Road to the World Cup every Sunday at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are on ESPN WRUF 98.1 FM 850 a.m. And you can listen anytime and watch anytime on Facebook and on YouTube. And also download the WRUF mobile app so you can take soccer and great sport with you.
Awesome, Elio. Appreciate your time, my friend.
Thank you, Elio.
Enjoy the World Cup, and we'll talk to you soon.
Let's go. Thank you.
All right.
It's Elio Piedra. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. Don't let love bugs damage your car. Gallo Car Wash is your get rid of love bugs headquarters. And with the monthly membership, you can stop by Gallo Car Wash daily. We'll take a quick timeout. Come back. JC and I will talk a little golf, a little baseball, whatever you want to talk about. You're watching and listening to PodUp Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Landeros Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics, Michael Schneider PLLC, Florida Legends Gala and Experience, Money Metals, Sensei Asian Bistro. Our gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Florida Cracker Oyster, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, International Gold and Diamond, Advocare, and MGA&A Wealth. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook or YouTube. Listen to podcasts wherever, on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, be sure to call my man Freddie at 352-284-3733.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Pouncey, and this is my twin brother, Marquise Pouncey, and this is Life After Football. Let's go. We are the owners of Tropical Distillery, and JF Hayden's is our liqueur brand. We have 5 different flavors: a mango, a lychee, an espresso, citrus, and key lime pie. We pride ourselves on not only being a Florida-made brand, but also a cocktail solution. With that being said, cheers and go Gators.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spur's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Landeros tequila, aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
I think you mean Head Beer Coach 1966 lager, a crisp, light, bodied lager for easy drinking.
Nope. Los Landeros tequila, smooth enough to drink neat and bold enough to elevate a cocktail.
1966 lager, enjoyed on game days in the fall or whenever you need a winning cold brew.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Find out what makes Gator-owned money metals different from other coin companies that often resort to high-pressure sales tactics. Not at Money Metals. For more information, visit moneymetals.com. Give them a call at 1-800-800-1865. All right, JC, we got a lot to talk about. First, I want to give a shout out to Nelly Corda, the best golf swing in the history of the game. And she's 27 years old. I think she's won the Grand Slam now, if I'm not mistaken. But my goodness, I mean, have you ever seen a better golf swing than her?
It's right there. It's right there. It's great to see an American golfer winning on the LPGA because honestly, it's got so many international players. That
South Koreans and
it's just crazy. Europeans as well. I like seeing Nelly win it. Her family is such an athletic family. Her brother played tennis. Her dad played tennis. Her sister, Corda, was before her even. So,
So anyway, congratulations to her. Obviously, college baseball was crazy this weekend. That Mississippi State Georgia game. I don't know if you saw that series.
I watched them both.
Both of those teams. I mean, look, when we talk about Florida had a bad draw for Texas Tech.
Oh, they had.
That was a bad draw for both of those. Whoever did not get a chance to go to the World Series. I don't know if people saw West Virginia's going for the first time in the history of the school. They sang. Have you seen the Country Roads? Them singing.
I did. They're going to play. They're going to play Troy in that first game up there.
I think I watched Troy, Little Rock, and look, Troy's a great story. Little Rock was one of the worst baseball teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know how they won.
I don't know how they won that Southern Miss Regional. Did you?
Southern Miss Gag.
Yeah, that's a bad baseball team.
Well, yeah, and listen, these teams aren't supposed to be at the College World Series, but they got through because of some favorable draws. Mississippi State and Georgia is the most oddest thing I've ever seen. You score 21 runs in 2 games and lose both games, you got problems. They hit the ball into the trees so far and so deep, and Georgia did the same damn thing. And even when Mississippi State was up 2 in the 8th inning in game 1 and up 1 in the 9th inning in game 2, I just felt Georgia was going to come back and win. Yeah. And, the pitching was unbelievably poor. And it's surprising because Mississippi State can hit the ball with anybody in America, and yet they're going to be staying home watching these other teams play in Omaha, and it's just a shame. That was a terrible draw for Mississippi State as a 14 seed playing Georgia as a 3 seed. I knew it from the first week they announced the pairings. I said Mississippi State's in trouble if they get out of their region because they cannot beat Georgia. They are 0-5 against the Dogs, 0-6 actually, and it's unfortunate for Mississippi State, but they would have probably had to beat them at some point, so they lost. But I think we've got potentially 5 SEC teams that are going to go to Omaha, QB, 5 SEC teams, and how about Oklahoma? I think that's a great story too.
It is. Who like right now? I think it's not official, but there's some weather. They're going to finish games today, correct?
Yeah. I think they had weather issues with Alabama and St. John's. Oklahoma and Kansas had weather issues.
Right now, we pretty much, I think those two teams are going to win that series.
They are.
Who do you think is going to win it all out of those?
Well, I mean, it's an easy pick to say the Texas Longhorns is the highest seeded team, but Georgia's concern for me with Georgia is their pitching. I think they can hit the ball as well as anybody in America. They are certainly always in a game, but I think Texas is your highest seeded team right now that's looking to win this thing again. And wouldn't that be something? They win the softball, they potentially could win the baseball. But I do like North Carolina's pitching. I don't think offensively they're good enough, but I think Mississippi is a team you better keep your eye on because they can mash the baseball. My goodness, they are huge at the plate. They have huge strikes, big bats. Mississippi does it, man. This is a time of year you have to watch Mississippi. They just went into Auburn, took them down in 2 straight games. But I think if I had to bet now, I would look at Texas as the favorite, but I think all of these teams, with the exception of perhaps Troy and maybe even West Virginia, I don't think they have enough to win, but we'll see.
Joseph on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel, says, oh, well, it went away. Dadgummit. I'll read it here. I'll pull it up. He basically said nobody that made the World Series last year made it this year.
That's correct.
And I want to say there's 3 or 4 teams that went last year that didn't even get into the tournament this year.
Yeah, that's right.
By the transfer portal. I agree with that. It's still hard for me to believe how we lost to Troy.
It really is. It really is. There's just no excuse. The pitching let us down. We already seen it.
Hitting let us down too, Joe said.
No doubt about it. I mean, Troy did not have.
Effort was not good.
Yeah, Troy's pitching staff does not remind you of North Carolina's, and it's just a shame that they just at the minute they needed their best effort, they may have had their worst. So it's too bad. The pitching coach is gone, and that's probably the way it works now in this business. You have to produce. So
LK on YouTube, brought to you by Clay Plum, says, do fans still bring horns to soccer games?
Oh, I think they're going to bring vuvuzelas.
You have one, don't you, JC?
I do have a vuvuzela. On Thursday with Win with JC, I will be blowing the vuvuzela as we talk World Cup, as we talk NBA, NHL, so on and so forth. College World Series is going to crank up on Friday, June 12th. So we'll definitely break down that because we'll have our field. But with 5 SEC teams, it's a safe bet. We're going to hold an SEC team's going to hold that trophy. Yeah. I don't think North Carolina has the bats, but they do have great pitching. I don't think Troy has either, and I don't think
Troy ain't got a chance.
Right, and I don't think West Virginia is necessarily coming out of the Big 12. They didn't even win their conference, but they played a very poor team coming out from California. How that happened, I have no idea. Cal Poly, they beat St. Mary's, who beat UCLA. I mean, it's crazy. But I think the College World Series is one of the best events we have in college sports or in all of athletics, and I can't wait. The 8 teams that are going, 5 SEC teams. Mississippi will be there. They'll be drinking shots. Alabama fans will be drinking shots.
I think West Virginia has a chance to break LSU's Jello shot record.
Very much so. Absolutely, 1,000%. And I God bless them. In Morgantown, that's a drive to Omaha. It's probably, I don't know, 8-hour drive.
And I'm sure there's other people that root for West Virginia that don't live in Morgantown.
Very possible. Yeah. No, it's true. But I think it's an SEC team. I think Texas is the best all-around team. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they look really strong, Texas. Schlossnagel, you remember him from A&M? He went to Texas.
And he used to be, I want to say, didn't he go from TCU?
Yeah, to A&M. From A&M to Texas.
He's had a lot of good teams everywhere he's been.
Yeah, he's a great coach. And so I think they have the upper hand as soon as they finish up. I think they're done with Oregon. I think they finished Oregon. So we'll see. I mean, that's the early pick, but I may change my mind on Thursday when we talk about it.
Yeah, I would lean Texas Longhorns to win it all.
I'm shocked Alabama and Troy are going. I mean,
I'm not sure. Alabama had a good year,
Oh, they
JC.
did. They did have a good year.
They had a good draw, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
telling you right now, I watched Troy play Little Rock, both games,
Uh-huh.
and I literally thought Little Rock was like a junior college team.
Mm. Got out of a favorable regional and Southern Miss
I don't know
gang.
how's a favorite. I mean, Southern Miss was the overall
That's
9
right.
seed.
Overall 9 seed, and they were 2 in barbecue, bro.
Yeah, but that's sports. All right, so
Tonight, game 3. I don't know if you're going to watch that, but the Knickerbockers, two
they're
and a
only
half
a
points.
2-point favorite, JC. Explain
Yeah.
that.
I just think it's because of the respect San Antonio has, but I've been steadfast for the Knicks. I just love the
Well, they're
way.
going to lose again. There's no way they're going to finish the season on a. So they've won 13 in a row. You think they're going to win 15 in a row and win the
No, I mean
world
it's
title?
the odds are against a sweep, but I will tell you, if you're San Antonio, you got to win 4 out of the next 6 games if that even happens. So, if they even play 6 games, all right. So I think the Knicks match up with this team. I've always said I think Karl Anthony Towns can D up anybody. And if you've got Jalen Brunson on the court scoring with that bench, Anobi, a
How
Josh
about
Hart,
this, JC? You're a
Bridges,
Dallas sports fan, right?
love Dallas. Yeah.
How about explain this to me? The Dallas Mavericks in the same draft drafted Luka Doncic
Mm-hmm.
and Jalen Brunson.
I know. Yeah.
And neither one of them are on the team now.
Yeah. Bad management. That's why they stink. That's why they stink. I don't know if that was Mark Cuban's tenure, but bad
I
picking.
mean, that can't be too long ago because
No.
Brunson, people forget too, out of their starting 5, they have 3 Villanova Wildcats.
Yeah. Well, listen, the Knicks are right now just hitting it all cylinders as far as I'm concerned.
So I forgot this is this weekend. Ryan on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, is anybody excited about the UFC at the White House this weekend?
I forgot about that too. I don't watch that. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it's kind of cool they're having it there though.
Yeah.
I wonder if the general public can buy tickets to that or how that works. Huh.
Call Dana White. I'm sure he'll let you know.
I'll text him right now. How about
Yeah,
that?
just give him a call. Maybe get him on tomorrow to talk about it. Can you get that done, please?
I will.
And then of course we have the hockey Stanley Cup 5-4.
Okay. Explain to me.
That was insanity.
It was 4-0 going into the third.
Yeah.
And was it Carolina that scored 4 or was it Vegas?
No, Carolina was down 4-0.
I couldn't remember. I watched some of it, but I went to sleep.
Carolina was down 4-0, came back, tied the game, scored 3 goals in 39 seconds. That doesn't happen. So that happened. Then it goes into overtime. Nobody scores because everybody's in shock. And then in double overtime, Vegas Shea Theodore throws a puck at the net. It misses the entire goal, hits the backboard, bounces back off the backup goalie's back leg into the net. Game over. So he used the backboard. He called board, and it worked, and they win 5-4. That's the second 5-4 game in this 3 games that they've played thus far. Vegas will play tomorrow night in game 4 with Carolina. That can easily go 6 or 7 still. Carolina's outstanding, but I got Vegas, so I'm rooting for Vegas. 2-1.
Yeah. John says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, Kalshi favors, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't even know what that is. Favors Georgia, North Carolina, then Texas.
That's a prediction markets app. And so that's kind of like sports wagering, but they call it prediction markets. Actually, right now, DraftKings has the ability to now you have the ability in all 50 states, doesn't matter where you are, California, Texas, Georgia, wherever, you can download the DraftKings predictions app and get on there and throw your money around if you want to do it. It's all 50 states. So Kalshi, Polymarket, these are prediction markets you can predict on anything. How many missiles will Iran lob into Israel? How many people will die in, it's nuts. So I don't engage in that. It's just overkill for me. It's too much to think about. But that's what it is. That's what Kalshi is. You can download it on your phone.
I wanted to bring this up at the beginning of the program. I'm glad Andy reminded me. We got to give congratulations to Joe Calorio, Titan MRI, one of our great sponsors. His family obviously won the Kentucky Derby, and the damn horse came from way behind again
That's how they do it.
to win at Belmont. And
Well, no, it was
and
the Belmont, but it was in Saratoga, and that's a
Saratoga.
shorter
That's right.
shorter track than Belmont Park because it's under
I meant
renovation.
Saratoga, yeah.
So Saratoga, here's the amazing thing about this. They didn't run Golden Tempo in the Preakness because of the short track and the fact that, hey, maybe we won't have, because he's a come from behind type of horse. He's a chaser, and he did it on, I think it was a mile and a quarter. Belmont's a mile and a half, I want to say. So a mile and a quarter, same as Kentucky Derby, and he won. The Preakness, I think, was shorter, mile and an eighth. So
whatever the one in the middle is the short track.
Preakness, that's the Preakness, and he didn't run in that. So that took out the old Triple Crown aspect of this season's horse race majors, if you will. So that's.
Did you think that horse had any chance of winning Saturday? Did you watch it, JC?
I didn't watch it, but I wasn't surprised because I know how he
highlights?
does. He's a chaser. He comes from behind.
Have you seen the highlights?
I heard he was in last place.
I'm talking like dead ass last, a long ways away.
And then here he comes.
Turn.
Just
you gotta Google it. It was incredible.
But he's just like that 51 long shot in the Kentucky Derby. Mind that bird. Joe knows that. This horse is amazing, Golden Tempo. They are going to stud him up and just cash. I mean, you win the Kentucky Derby in the Belmont? Oh, my Lord. In Saratoga.
I wonder, obviously, we talked about this when they pulled him from the Preakness, because they know what's best for the horse.
Right.
And I've always said that they need to space these races out to give the horses more time. That's just my opinion. I know nothing about horse racing.
I know nothing.
But do you think that trainer or whoever made that decision is sitting there going, should we have tried it?
Right. Well, here's the thing. You risk everything when these horses race because we know that injuries can happen, and that's mostly fatal for horses. And there is a lot of money with a Kentucky Derby winner, right? So if you give them a month off instead of a couple weeks and you run them in the Belmont, and you have the better chance of winning that. I think it makes sense, but it does take away the novelty of the Triple Crown. That's what a lot of casual horse race people like me watch is the Triple Crown. I just want to know if we can get another Secretariat or Affirmed or Seattle Slew. And that's the extent of my knowledge of these Triple Crown winners. So I just, you don't have that, but they have to think about the economics and the health of the horse. And I think that's the responsible thing to do. You win 2 races in those 3, and the only 2 that you ran in, I think you've got just as much a stud fee as a Triple Crown winner.
Well, JC, do yourself a favor today and go to Twitter or Google it, and you will be shocked at how
I know.
It's
great. I'm very, very excited for Joe's family because we all really love Titan MRI and we love Joe. I've actually used Titan MRI. My wife has used Titan MRI, and they are fantastic. And I just think Joe, I've seen him on flights. I've seen him socially out, and I'm just very happy for he and his family and his wife.
Yeah, he sent me a cool picture of him and his wife holding the whatever the thing that goes on the horse with the number 9. It was the 9 horse.
That's it.
So I texted him as soon as the race started. I'll be damn the number 9 horse.
How come you didn't bet on him?
You know what? I didn't even know he was going to be the 9 horse until I turned the TV on.
Yeah.
And whoever was doing the broadcast, I was like, Golden Tempo's the 9 horse.
And he almost went off.
You would think the horses could do like NASCAR, pick a number and stick with it in every race.
Yeah. Well, he went off at 9-2, I want to say it was, which is close to 5-1. It's 4.5-1, and you can pick up a couple of good dollars there. I'm just glad for him. So Mike M VX8HF. What in the heck is going on with the Yankees injuries? Austin Wells is on the IL with headaches. Yeah, I mean, this team is soft. They don't make them like they used to. This is not the 78 Yankees. This is not the 98 Yankees, the greatest team of all time. This is not the 79 Yankees. These guys are all divas. It's just too much for them. Aaron Judge, he plays a lot. Fractured ribs are nothing to joke about, but my God, Stanton, why does that guy never play? And now it's Austin Wells. So, Mike, I'm with you, brother. It's frustrating as a Yankee fan. Somehow they've got the pitching, I think, to hold them up through this, but it's frustrating for sure. And just let's be honest, the Dodgers are going to win it all anyway. So,
yeah, Matt on Facebook Live brought to you by Mellall says football recruiting is on fire. Yes, The Gators
Good.
right now have the most blue chip prospects committed, meaning 4 and 5 stars. I think that's how they rank that, with 15 in America.
Yeah.
And just again, this weekend they had another recruiting weekend where kids
Well,
committed. It's great to see. Again, this is just verbal commitments.
yeah.
I think we still got to go win a bunch of football games.
Well, that's right. Those verbals are non-binding, and certainly QB September 19th at Auburn is the one I got circled. And, that's way ahead of ourselves. We're jumping way ahead of the gate here. But I'm not overly concerned about a directional school in South Florida and the Campbell Camels. I think you, me, and another could go out there and run the offense and probably score on Campbell. But I do think that August 19th or September 19th game at Auburn is going to define a lot of what we can expect, because I still got us winning 8 or more. So we'll see if it happens.
Text from Rick on the Tamar text line. What are y'all's thoughts on the Bears moving the stadium to Hammond in Indiana? Do they really need to move from Soldier Field?
That is an economic decision made by management, and a lack of support, and a lack of creativity, and a lack of willpower from the state of Illinois. Listen, they're only going 17 miles south of Chicago. Okay, from Soldier Field, it is a 17-mile distance to where they're going to have this stadium in Indiana and have us all this new business, all this party. It's a lot of jobs gone. It's really a shame, because they are the Chicago Bears. But the 49ers play 45 minutes south of San Francisco too. They play in Santa Clara.
I'm anxious to see
the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey.
So they're probably, in my opinion, they're probably not going to move their facility, which is in Lake Forest, Illinois, which is about 35 miles north of the city.
Oh,
so your drive on game day would be probably an hour and a half. Well, not on game day. I'm talking about the night before, to go down and stay at the hotel. It'd be interesting to see. I don't see them moving the facility though. Maybe they will.
Yeah, who knows? But they broke down. They've got a new partnership with the state of Indiana. The Indiana Bears are alive, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Indiana. Indiana Bears, let's do it.
Oh, so Andy, our local Illinois resident, says they are taking Hallis Hall to Indiana.
Look,
I wonder what they're... Dude, let me tell you something.
What if the Gators moved to Gilchrist County? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just curious how, Hallis Hall is one of the state-of-the-art football facilities.
Yeah.
I wonder what the hell what's going to happen to that. I mean, that'd be
move
great.
The furniture, QB. Move the furniture. Just move.
No, I'm not worried about the damn furniture. I'm talking about the structures, JC.
Well, listen, they're starting over, bro. They're ripping the Band-Aid off. They've had enough of these lunatics in Chicago, and they are. The leadership there is ridiculous. But, listen, this is a business decision. The owners can do what they want. It's their team. New York does not play in New York. They play in New Jersey. San Francisco plays in Santa Clara. They do not play in San Francisco, not even close. And the Raiders are in Las Vegas, for God's sakes. And it's all about economics, and it's all about local backing. Oakland did not want to support that team. They were not willing to work with that owner, so Davis took them the hell out of there. And the A's guy did the same thing. When you own something that's worth $1 billion, you don't want it to rot in a very poorly run municipality, and that's what the truth is. So go Indiana Bears. I'm going to find an Indiana Bears.
They're going to be the Chicago Bears.
They're going to be the Chicago. Of course they are. They're just like the New York Giants and the New York Jets, but my God, they play in New Jersey. So,
real estate attorney Michael Schneider, a UF class of 93 graduate, can help you save thousands of dollars in real estate commissions by assisting you in selling your home or land by owner without a broker. Contact Michael today, 321-345-7870. Visit him at michaelschneiderplc.com.
There you go.
UF Gator says, maybe it won't be as windy and QBs can actually throw there. That's a great point.
In Chicago, yeah. Well, you would know QB.
Hammond.
Yeah, and Hammond, right. Yeah, right. And Hammond, Indiana is a nice area. And I think when they build it up and they see the economic activity there, Chicago's just going to be looking down, thinking to themselves, wow, once again, we can't get our own way. We can't get out of
John says on YouTube, move the Gators back to Lake City.
Hey, Columbia County. No, I mean, what if they built the stadium in Gilchrist County? I tell you, it is amazing to me though how it can break down like that between an iconic football team or franchise and a simple city of what, I don't know, 3 million people, 4 million, 5. And that's
Yeah. The sad part is the history behind Soldier Field. Now, obviously, they've renovated it and changed it. It looks kind of like a spaceship. They still have that cool columns and all that stuff on the outside.
yeah,
That's the sad part about it.
it is. But there's really not much down there, man. Railroad tracks in the lake. It's not one of the areas that you're going to find a whole lot of business.
Well, they still go to the games.
Oh yeah,
like I told you, you need to go to Green Bay. You'll be.
I will.
That is equivalent to them building a stadium on number 10 to number 1 at Hell Plantation.
Oh my God.
That is how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great market, so different than everywhere else in the league, and the most historic franchise in football. So there's no doubt about it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at how the city of Chicago just let that happen. It's in the state of Illinois, for that matter. They want to send their money to other things, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not my problem. That's for damn sure.
All right, so Jason, you had the Knicks tonight, and who do you have in the hockey
Yeah,
game?
so I'm sticking on Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised to see Carolina win that game tomorrow night. Kind of odd having 2 nights off in that series when it was Sunday and Monday. I guess they didn't want to compete with the NBA tonight. That makes sense.
Well, the NBA took 2 nights off too.
The NBA did, and they do need that. I think in these series, these teams at this point of the year have to get that extra night at some point during a long series like this. But I love the Knicks. I know it's 2.5 points, so I wouldn't mind just going ahead and doing a prop and maybe the money line with the New York. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the Spurs pull it off at least one of these next 2 games. I can't imagine a sweep. I can't. But then again, the way they're playing, New York, it's hard to get in their way right now, I think.
All right, and on Monday, we can talk about it on Wednesday too, but who you got to win the World Cup?
Well, I said, and I'll talk about this on Thursday as well and Wednesday, but
I'm going to go with Spain.
Yeah, Spain's great. And they and France are the 2 heavy favorites. If you want a team that you might look at, I'd have to do a little bit more background, but I think the Netherlands, the Dutch are very good. Belgium's very good. But these European teams are going to be playing in some conditions that could be very difficult for them. So we'll see. But I'll look deeper into this. But I think right now, 6 weeks before it all ends, I like France, and I think you with Spain is Portugal is outstanding. So we shall see. I just hope the U.S.
What about Argentina? They're not good anymore?
Well, they are, but they're older team, a lot of older players, and Argentina is always a favorite when it comes to soccer. I mean, that's the best team in South America, not named Brazil, right? So Colombia, Uruguay, Chile's I don't think is in this. Peru's not in this, but Paraguay is. I don't see them as a threat. Elio likes them. I don't like them necessarily. I think the U.S. can beat Paraguay. So it comes down to scoring, and I think the United States is going to have problems scoring.
Duh.
They just don't score. They don't score, dude. I know, but that's the problem I have watching this stuff. I mean, everything's offsides. Everything is offsides. 1-1 tie. Let's go to overtime. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. But it's just something about the way that this tournament generates the excitement that it does. It kind of intrigues me and gets me into it. It's kind of like a larger version of the College World Series, basically. So I'm excited about that this weekend. Golf, we talked about golf. We didn't mention it, but let's just hand it to JT for hanging in there and not folding. I had Fleetwood and Clark as 2 of my golfers. They both finished top 5. Fleetwood with a big eagle there on the back nine. I thought he was really set up to win this, but it was a great win for Poston because I don't think he's got one. And this was a great one to win because it's one of those signature beats.
I forgot. Siwoo came in 10th for me.
Very good. Yeah. I don't know why you keep going to the well with Ludwig. I had no idea. But
just wait. Just wait.
I will be waiting for sure. But
all right, JC, have a good day. We got to go.
Yeah. Okay, we're done. We're out. Okay, see you on Wednesday.
For sprains, strains, and minor fractures, UF Health Orthocare makes it convenient for you 7 days a week, including evenings. Go check out UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Appreciate Elio for joining us on the program talking World Cup. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Take care.